let me tell you that you need to be disciplined, but then also making them comfortable. It's such a tightrope you're walking, right?
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, the number one thing is that I try to never feel pressure about making anything happen. Like there's like this duality between like being intentional and then not putting pressure on the situation, because as soon as you put pressure on the situation, that's when the art gets messed up. You know, the thing just doesn't feel right. It doesn't happen again. And you know, some of my best sessions have been like, we wrote a chorus in 20 minutes and it was sick, and we were like, something just happened there, and let's just put it away for a second. Let's go get margaritas, and then let's see if we want to write the verses. If not, like, let's just come back to it. You know what I mean? And you just have to sense that. You have to judge it, and
that's patience, right? I mean, and that's something you've always had is the patience to not put pressure on yourself. Like, I've got to produce this. I got to be at this stage at this point in my life. Being able to kind of just be patient with the process because you love doing it, and you can hang in there with it.
Yeah, I'm the most non-patient person who's really patient.
Who's really patient, right? Yeah, you have long-term vision, right?
Macro
patience.
Somehow I have that. Micro patience, not at all.
Right, fair enough.
But it's funny, like you just let macro patience kind of take over, I guess, somehow. I don't really know how that works yet. I just, like I've had sessions where I get really frustrated because we're not getting something that I think is good, which again is, it's a very subjective thing, you know what I mean? But the macro patience is like sets in, and it's just like, look, dude, if you keep being frustrated in this session, this person that you do want to work with is never going to ask you back. So the long game here is not necessarily to write the greatest song in your first session. It's to establish a cool thing, and then do it again and come back to it. And that's where the macro patience sets in. And I think that always kind of wins. And that kind of dictates the, like, and it's the same for like running an ultra marathon. Like it's a long game. You know what I mean? Like you can get frustrated.
Patient with the process. And I think Ben and I feel that every day. Like we can get really frustrated every day. Like, why am I not at this point? Or I should be, my split should be better here. But when you can step back and have patience over the long run, like this is a 10-year journey. So I don't have to, kill myself today.
Exactly. It's just like, allows you, severing a relationship would be synonymous to you injuring yourself. You know what I mean? It's just like, I could go to mile 70. I'm on mile 72. I could go to mile 78 and sprain my ankle because it's already hurting right now, and then take me out of the game for, you know what I mean? Like, I could do this thing right now and like get it to the finish line and have a miserable experience, and then push
through.
Ben's still working on macro patience. Ben's still working on that.
Push through.
But it's a long game. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Well, that's where the analogy falls apart, in my opinion.
But there's like, and this is super Buddhist, but like that 7 miles that you didn't get, like, you're going to think about that later that day and be really mad. But there's joy in that suffering, in that, like, you exerted macro patience to come back, when you could actually get the 78 miles. So
lose the battle, win the war.
Exactly. And that's,
beat your head against the wall is my theory.
Run through it.
I mean,
I've had success running through it.
Sure.
No, I'm just being a wise ass because I don't really think.
No, I mean, there is, it's balance. It is such a balance between knowing when to put something away and come back to it, and just pushing through. And I don't think that balance is even like attainable, but it's like it's asymptotic in that you can get very close to that balance and exist in that. You know what I mean? And that's just how I look at this whole crazy thing I'm trying to do, is that as long as I can approach the balance, I can create sustainability, and I can do this for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys want to be running into your 60s, like, which I hope is a goal, you know, then like that's just something, then you have to create that balance of sustainability, you know, and pick your battles, you know.